All right, little moody Monday morning here in Maroochydore. So we thought we'd get started with a little Barossa Shiraz just to wake us up.
Bang.
Morning, TK.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Great. How's the weekend?
Eventful.
Eventful weekend. So just for those of you that don't know, one of our sister restaurants opened up in Palmwoods on Thursday night, and was attacked by the locals in a really good way. So
it was fantastic, yeah. Really
TK's
good.
feeling a little bit this morning, so
Bit beaten up, but
back on the tools.
The boys did it really well. Yeah, mate, I was chopping a bit, that's all. The boys out there did an amazing job, and it was amazing. Huge opening.
So you need some medicine. So
I was expecting champagne, but Barossa Shiraz will do the trick as well.
Barossa Shiraz is equally as good. Mother's milk. So we are off to the
Said
Barossa this
every
morning.
property developer in Queensland.
Correct, absolutely. Shiraz and oysters, the great way to start a Monday. What I like about this wine, though, this is Tim Smith. This is Bugalugs Shiraz, which is great because I love this. I love the word Bugalugs because that's the name I use for when I can't remember someone's name. It's like, Bugalugs. And so I remember this wine always. And Tim's been making wine for a long time, young Tim, I should say. And he just made wine in the Rhone Valley in France, made wine in plenty of places in South Australia, but he's been making his own wine since the early 2000s. And I just love this wine for its approachability. It's not heavy, but it's Barossa.
It's not sump oil Shiraz.
No, not at all. There's a depth to it. You can see the colour straight away. It's almost opaque. It's that sort of purpley black kind of colour, which I think is sort of appealing for a lot of people when we do drink with our eyes. And when people you pour one like this into glass, invariably someone will always say, "Oh, look at the colour," which is great, and I think that entices you in. Not exactly Monday morning wine, I'm not going to lie, but there's something really polished about this as well. Not overworked polished, but just sort of fine. There's it's kind of slippery, I suppose.
Yeah, it is. I do think it's approachable. I don't think it's going to scare a lot of wine drinker. In particular, if you had, I know that you hate the whole, it's a food wine, but if you had a plate of food with it, I think it's going to dumb it down a lot. But for a non-Shiraz drinker, I don't find that terrifying at all.
No, I think that's the thing, is that there is still, it's in balance, and I think that's really important with Shiraz, is that for me, Barossa Shiraz, historically speaking, we sort of remember it being potentially sometimes slightly out of whack. The alcohol sort of dialed up to 11, the oak's dialed up to 11.
I was about to say, it doesn't seem like it's that massive alcohol content on it.
No, it doesn't. And again, I think that's the thing, is Tim makes wines that are balanced, and I think that's what makes them so bloody delicious and approachable. This is a 2020 wine as well. So I had this question on the weekend. It's like, how do you know when the wine's best to drink? And it's like, well, just drink it. And if you like it, keep drinking it. If you don't, if it feels too close or tight, or you're not getting much off it, give it a minute and come back to it and revisit it again. But I think this wine, this wouldn't last very long, I don't think, in any glass or any cellar, to be honest. So wine like this, what are we going to eat?
Mate, I reckon my favourite cut of meat is T-bone. Mm-hmm. Purely because you get two great cuts. You get the sirloin, you get the eye fillet.
Yep.
But what about like a T-bone, either barbecued or roasted, with like a Café de Paris or something like that? You get the weight of the beautiful succulent red meat, but you've also got something there that can maybe cut it a little bit as well.
Yeah, those fresh herbs and the butter, and just sort of keep it simple.
Just deliciousness.
I think that's the thing, and again, I have this conversation all the time, and I do have it quite regularly with regards to food and wine matching. People say, I'm having chicken, what do I eat? What do I drink, I should say. And the answer is, for me, it's like, well, what kind of chicken are you having? There's a big difference between a chicken Caesar salad or chicken, vindaloo or cacciatore or whatever. So, and I think often we do just say that idea of it matches with protein. But I think that you're right, particularly some of those leaner. Then for me, when you talk about the T-bone, that that iron, that sirloin, they're not really heavily intramuscular. Yeah, you've got a bit of fat on the outside, but they're quite lean, so they don't need too much tannin. And I would traditionally lean towards Cabernet that has a little bit more structure and tannin for something that has more intramuscular fat, or if it's a Wagyu breed or Wagyu cross or something like that. But
so you go sort of Cabernet with something that's fattier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right. So when you get into the Scotches and the ribeyes and that kind of stuff that have got a bit of fat in them or near them, even sirloin to a degree sometimes, but really I think sirloin eyes in particular always call for Shiraz, or I always don't mind a little bit of Cabernet blended in there as well. But I think you're right with this one, simple T-bone, just cooked well, Café de Paris butter, just doesn't need much else.
No, it's delicious. And if you want to serve something on the side, do that, but just get spend all your money on that beautiful cut of
Yeah.
protein, I reckon, and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even what my wife and I do often is we'll buy one really good, decent piece of meat and just share it, have a
Yeah.
couple of bowls of vegetables on the side and just
Yeah.
pick it as you go. But you know, I don't think you'll be able to fault that if,
No.
if you're talking about a wine and food match. It's
No,
going to
exactly.
be delicious.
I think the challenge with this is that probably whilst you're cooking it, you're probably going to smash half this bottle. That's the challenge. So you wouldn't have
Probably.
much left. So maybe two for.
If
So
you
yeah,
can find something dry age, I know that it's tough, in particular on the Sunshine Coast. I know that the guys down at Cotton Tree Meats do a bit of dry aging,
Yeah.
but go and ask them.
Yeah.
But they might even be able to cut you one that's a bit thicker.
Yeah.
That might be able to take a bit more time on that barbecue, so
Yeah.
you get a real nice crust on it.
Yeah,
Plenty of
yeah.
salt, and maybe even once you can cut it off the bone and then salt it again just at the end.
just before you serve it.
Yeah, so I'll throw the recipe up for the Cafe de Paris butter and just how I'll cook a T-bone. So
Easy.
it should be a winner.
Done. Shiraz and meat.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Cheers.